Yeah. If you forward winning, put your lighters to the sky. How could I make sense when I got millions on my mind? Coming with that bullshit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 2 of Zelda the Ocarina of Time Let's Play. If you guys missed episode 1, make sure you go back and check that out. It was actually our very first video going up publicly on YouTube of a Let's Play of anything. So now as I went back and watched that, I noticed that the audio might have been a teensy bit loud. So I did go back and do some adjustments. I hope this one is going to turn out a little bit better. But in the last episode, we went and we got ourselves equipped with the sword and shield. And we are now in the first dungeon of the game. So in today's episode, we are hopefully, yeah, can't even hit grass over here. Hopefully we are going to get to Queen Goma, and there will be a tad bit of background story after that, and that will probably be what we will cover in today's episode. I'm not really sure what to talk about. I addressed the whole, you know, being silent, but not to the point where it's, you know, where you're talking so much that it's obnoxious, but not silent enough either where it's just super boring. Look at this wall. The vines growing on it give it a rough surface. Maybe you can climb it, man. Maybe we can, Navi. Maybe we can. And these are skull watulas, I believe, is how they are pronounced. But we're not going to do anything with them at the moment. If I can break my Z targeting here, that would be great. Maybe this will do it for us. But anyway, yeah, horrible gameplay. Unsubscribe, thumbs down this video now, because my gameplay sucks. Anyway, just kidding, just kidding. We now have the dungeon map. I'm not going to read all of that stuff every time we get a new piece of equipment, because it pretty much states the same thing about the subscreen. However, what I will do real quick, even though I don't use it too often, although I'm sure I will later in the game, is the map, now that we have that picked up. All of the blue colored areas are areas that we have been. As you see to the left, the little picture of Link and the area flashing, this is the floor we're on in the current room we are in. And the room that's just outlined there to the, what is that, southwest of it, those are areas that we have not been yet. So, and there's that habit of saving, being in the submenu. Anyway, let's get back to it here. Not exactly sure why I did that, because we needed to go through that door. Terrible, terrible, terrible me. But yeah, I've had, if this does well, and you know, I have fun with it, and you guys have fun with it, pause that. You can open a door by pressing in front of it. Of course we will. Standing in front of it and pressing A. Pay attention to what the action icon says. That's the blue icon at the top of the screen. Thank you, Navi. Anyway, like I said, there's a Deku scrub in here. I've had some ideas about other games to play on the channel. He just tells you about being able to jump off a cliff. If you hold the control stick forward, you'll roll. But anyway, for other ideas, like, I love RPG games. I love role-playing games of any kind, really. I mean, they do have to have a good story, and the gameplay has to be nice. Graphics don't really mean too much to me. It's more, you know, that there's other elements to a game besides graphics, in my opinion. So, graphics don't mean a whole lot to me. Anyway, I was thinking about doing like a Dragon Age Inquisition, or if people would like to see some Demon Souls, Dark Souls stuff, put that on pause. This is the Fairy Slingshot. It is definitely going to come in handy, and it's probably going to be, yeah, it's very useful. So, but anyway, Demon Souls and Dark Souls, yeah. I normally don't it's very hard to get me to rage quit a game. However, Dark Souls and Demon Souls does a damn good job of making me do that. And I've played them. I'm not a pro at it by any means, but if that's something you guys would like to see, like I said, I do have a webcam, so if y'all would like to see like live reactions whenever I'm doing Dark Souls or Demon Souls or whatever it is that you guys would like to see, let me know, because that's an option. I also enjoy Pokemon, doing Nuzlockes. I do that in my free time, like just on the side, you know, trying to get better at it. It is something that interests me though, so that's another option. Lords of the Fallen, I have that game. Haven't beaten it yet. I've played like maybe... I remember getting past the first boss, and that's really all I remember in that game. Excuse me. I'm actually using my mic on my webcam right now, and I don't know how to mute it if I have to cough. But this is a Deku Nut, and I am not a fan. You're very rarely, if ever, or unless it's mandatory, going to see me use those. I will be getting the upgrades for the Deku Nut to hold more and things of that nature, just because it's there and I like to get stuff like that. But anyway, and yeah, these are the big Squintulas. One nice jump attack will get rid of them. And we're just gonna bang our heads up against stuff because we don't know how to do anything else. Now, whenever you hit the switch, if you go over here, careful not to hit him, you'll get our first gold Skulltula of the game. And these are tokens. There are 100 of them in the game. And we are going to try our best to get all 100. We've got very valuable upgrades to attain with those, so no reason to skip those at all. The incentive is totally there, and it's definitely worth it to pick that stuff up. But anyway, as we continue, the other option that I had was Final Fantasy. I said Zelda was one of my top 3 favorite franchises, this one being one of my top 3 like favorite games, and Final Fantasy is another one. With that being said, Final Fantasy X is probably my favorite, just because that's when I really got into gaming. So that's something that I'll either 10 or 12. I could do that. And I've never fully played through 12. I have done everything in 10 that would be on an emulator, so just to throw this out there, if y'all wanted to see me get ultimate weapons and all of that kind of stuff, I would be taking advantage of using the emulator, especially for Lulu's lightning strike shit in the lightning fields, because that's just terrible. I don't know why anybody would do that to anybody. Talk about, and that's another thing that made me rage really hard too on the PS2 when I played it, was that. But yeah, growing up, I grew up on platform gaming systems. I really got into it whenever I got the Nintendo 64. And this is sidetracking. Going back and watching my first video, I said a lot for fillers, and I am going to try my best to... Oh my gosh, I thought we were going to miss that. I'm going to try my absolute best to break that hack. It's terrible, I know. But, yeah, and there I go again, immediately. Man, it's so hard to do. Anyway, yep, that was bad. Come on. Okay, here's what we're gonna do here. Anyway, I grew up on platform gaming, namely the ones I remember. The N64 was really influential. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this game. Why is this so... Okay, let's just somersault off the edge. I'm so sorry about that. Multitasking is not good for me. There we go. Why am I making things so difficult? I don't know. Forgive me. But, yeah, namely the N64 and the PlayStation 1 and 2 consoles are what I remember playing most of. As I got older, like around 16 or so, I started really getting into the PC gaming side of it. And it's all been downhill from there. PC gaming, I love it. In my opinion, the market is kind of stale at the moment. So, there is that. Hold on, I need a quick drink of water. Oh, my mouth was getting so dry. Anyway, yeah. The market is still IMO. So we got some recovery hearts here, and we're going to get a move on with this dungeon because I've been wasting a lot of time rambling and not enough time dungeoning. So let's take care of things as needed. Which would include me lighting my Deku stick on fire and running over there. And let's go. There we go. Now, I wanted to bring up my sword there so I did not waste the Deku stick. You can save them if you, after you're done, if you just press B and recycle it really quickly, you're good. This guy gives us the code that we need in order to get into Boss Goma's room. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Well, I don't know. You were in a life or death situation, really. I mean, it didn't give me the option to kill you, but so, yeah, I guess you are a traitor. Let's go. This room, right, Navi's going to tell us to get into the water because we can dive and there are interesting things under the water. Thank you, Navi, for clarifying that. Such as this switch that we need to progress through the rest of the room. Down goes the water. Let's see if we can get this here. The last time was terrible when I tried to do this. I have no idea what I was doing, but I missed. The water came back up. I had to do it all over again. I know it's not really that big of a deal, but it's still frustrating nonetheless when you just can't jump on a simple platform. Stand next to this block and grab hold of it with A. While holding A, you can push or pull it. If you stand next to the block and press A while pressing towards the block, you can climb on top of it. Pay attention to what the action icon says. Like I said, she gives you the basics, which is need to know stuff. But after a while, and after you've done this a fair amount of times, it's like, yes, Navi, we know already. You are fired. Donald Trump and let's go. More sticks. To get out of this room, it's very simple. We're just going to... Oh, we're maxed on sticks now. We're just going to light these torches. And... ta-da! Recycle again. Next room. Be careful here. There we go. Now, I think it's this room. I normally don't trigger these. They're eggs. This is what you'll see in the boss room. Excuse me once more. Good grief. I will go ahead and show you guys what they look like and what they do, but these are baby Gomas, or Goma spawn, I think is what they're called. As I normally wouldn't trigger them to come down here, but just to show y'all what they look like, that is what they are. That's the correct way to go. Behind this web, I'm not even going to burn it because it's just a Deku Baba, but if you look, let me see. That texture back there is a bombable wall, and we don't have bombs yet, so we're just going to run the long way around, because that's how we do things. Recycle the stick again, and crawl through the hole. This dungeon is actually pretty basic. Growing up, it was one of my favorite ones out of the ones that I have actually played in the game. But, yeah. As I hope the sound quality is a little bit better in this video. Like I said in the last video, I thought that it was kind of loud. And we're just gonna get banged up a little bit. So we're gonna push this block down here. And after we do so, it will act as kind of a shortcut slash not really, because once we jump back up here, we won't be able to return. And I will show you what I mean, because we have to roll. And I believe there is only 3 gold Skulltula tokens in this dungeon, and a good way to check, and I'm sure everybody knows this, but just in case, they are right here on the quest status page, and you can see that they're to the top left corner. We have 3. Like I said, I think that's all that you can get in here. Pretty sure. So we read from left to right, so the numbers 2, 3, 1. 2 will be right here in the middle. As soon as he decides to spit one at us. So there's 2. This would be 3. And let's reflect this last bullet back and get close to him. How did you know our secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Now, the way that I normally tackle this boss, we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. That's all I know how to say. I normally try to let her do her cycle, or not her cycle, but at least just run around until she crawls back up on the ceiling. And then if I do that and stun her, I can normally kill her in one go instead of doing the face X amount of different times. But you have to look up there at the ceiling, pressing C up, and make eye contact with her. Parasitic armored arachnid Goma. Now, I thought this boss was so difficult back in the day. So, stun, whop. Swap. Aw, come on. And that's why I said normally I'll just let her do her thing. It seems like if you let her go up here first, as her eye turns red, if you pop her this way, like that, it seems like you have more time to defeat her, like she stays stunned longer. But all it takes is 3 strong attacks with the Deku stick to kill her. Now, without using Z targeting, you can actually hold your shield and hide behind it and just spam the shit out of the B button, and you'll do like some stabby stab stab stuff really fast, and that's really damaging too, like this. I think that's right. But anyway, let's gather our first heart piece, go up to 4 hearts, and step into this nice blue shiny light. What do you want, kitty cat? My cat's meowing at me. This video is a little bit longer than the last. As far as max goes, I would like to keep max time like 30 minutes. Let that be the cutoff. But it is Zelda, it is an RPG. Some things run shorter, some things run longer. We'll work with what we can. Well done, Myth. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now, I have yet more to tell ye, wouldst thou listen? Absolutely, Mr. Deku Tree. impart upon us your knowledge. Now, listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. Is that wicked man the same one that we saw in the cutscene with Zelda fleeing on her horse with Impa? Indeed it is. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerous powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. I love the music, the soundtrack in this game. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Faeror, the goddess of courage. Yeah, the music in this game, I love it. Can't get enough. That and Final Fantasy has some amazing soundtracks. Din, with her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Stop texting! Anyway, Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Faeror, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence, and the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. And that's the backstory behind Hyrule's creation, the goddesses, and the Triforce, and what Ganon is really after. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man, with his evil heart, to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Myth, go now to Hyrule Castle. There, thou wilt surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, the Kokiri Emerald. You got the Kokiri's Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the great Deku Tree. Thank you, sir. My future depends upon thee, Myth. Oh, right. The future depends upon thee, Myth. Thou art courageous. Navi, the fairy, help Myth to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Goodbye. And that is the last that we will see of the great Deku Tree. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? Very clever, Myth. Very clever. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Myth. Let's go. Goodbye, great Deku Tree. Navi's sad. Navi is very, very sad. So yes, that is the... Oh, right, so you're gonna stop me again.
Hey, Myth, what did you do? The great Deku Tree, did he die? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault.
Sure it is. Sure it is. It's always my fault. So, to the western entrance is Hyrule Field, which will lead us to Hyrule Castle, as well as Hyrule Field is like the hub of Zelda the Ocarina of Time. But before we step foot in there, we are going to wrap up today's episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a thumbs up down below. Leave a comment in the comment section. I will be going back and reading these. What you guys say and the input you guys give is very important to me. And like I said, stick this out with me for the ride. It's going to be a good time. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.